Both the firefighter and the woman were hospitalized with injuries from the fall, but fortunately survived.
As we know from the verdict that was just read yesterday, we have an acquittal on the Tyre Nichols case, which has made worldwide attention since it occurred. I believe it was early 2023 incident, where a man, Tyre Nichols, was beaten to death by some Memphis, Tennessee police officers. They've been acquitted on the second-degree murder charge due to intent. Want to talk about that. There's a lot of rage. There's a lot of things going on with that. Excuse me. Now, in legal terms, second-degree murder typically refers to a homicide that is committed with malicious intent. You have to have the intent to kill or cause serious bodily harm, but without premeditation or planning. So that's where that comes in. A lot of people are surprised they got off. Just surprises me, but they got off. Those are the 3 officers there that you can see. And shout out to all my new subscribers. Appreciate it. I didn't realize I had that many ones till like later yesterday. I was like, okay, cool. So we're going to show some of that. Also, as you can see in the thumbnail, you see that I put Gofundme, fundraising, backlashes, because there is, when I did the story about the Hinton family, where there's a man that his 18-year-old son, Ryan Hinton, was killed by the police and they used excessive force. So there was a GoFundMe started for the father that retaliated and ended up killing a deputy. GoFundMe apologized for assisting with that fundraiser. So I said, here we go, because it's time for the biasness of GoFundMe. I told y'all before, I don't like GoFundMes anyway. I think it's kind of ridiculous. But, you know, we could debate probably all day on that. Here's the thing. I'm going to show you what GoFundMe is now putting on their website, which is a difference that matters to anyone with any interest in GoFundMe. Okay. They're changing their policy because they don't want to be involved with none of these cases. Even the one above that's on your screen, they don't want no parts. So that's something for us to acknowledge and take in, because things are changing. The situations you're seeing are adding more divide racially, and then also with the community and law enforcement. So this is hitting on a lot of different levels. There's all kind of people, though, that use GoFundMes, but there are changes made as of May 6th. And I don't think it's any coincidence at all, because it came on the heels of the Hinton case. So I'm going to show some information on, this case. Then there's a woman that threw racial slurs at a Black child. So that had to do with a fundraiser. And then that family wants a GoFundMe. So there's a lot of things going on, and GoFundMe feels like it's getting too messy for them, and they don't want no parts. GoFundMe said they about to go. So I want to show some of that, trying to say information too. So we'll go right into the not guilty verdict. And thanks for coming through. You know what you could do to help support the channel. Subscribe, like, interact. It is an open-minded chat room. I just ask you be respectful. That's all. As respectful as you can. I don't tell nobody to do anything. If you're interested in any donating, that information will be displayed also. I don't like doing that when it comes to death and other violence on people. either. So, you know, I do give my own unique take on things, and hopefully I can appreciate that.
In the state trial of 3 former MPD officers in the beating death of Tyre Nichols. Now, we've been covering this case from beginning till right now. The verdict. We have not heard that verdict yet. The jury is being seated. The courtroom is being seated. We want to take a live look at the courtroom here in just a second and give you an idea of what it looks like there. This is a live look in the courtroom. Now we want to stop what we're doing and let you hear what's happening in the courtroom right now.
Sir. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. All right, polling the jury. The court will read the verdict as follows. In indictment 2300241, State of Tennessee versus Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justin Smith. If counsel would like to stand with their clients. The verdicts read as follows. Count 1, second-degree murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Tadarius Bean, not guilty. Count 1. We, the jury, find the defendant, Demetrius Haley, not guilty. Count 1. We, the jury, find the defendant, Justice Smith, not guilty. Count 2. Aggravated assault, acting in concert. We, the jury, find the defendant, Tadarius Bean, not guilty. Count 2. We, the jury, find the defendant, Demetrius Haley, not guilty. Count 2. We, the jury, find the defendant, Justin Smith, not guilty. Count 3. Aggravated kidnapping with bodily injury. We, the jury, find the defendant, Tadarius Bean, not guilty. Count 3. We, the jury, find the defendant, Demetrius Haley, not guilty. Count 3. We, the jury, find the defendant, Justin Smith, not guilty. Count 4. Aggravated kidnapping with a deadly weapon. We, the jury, find the defendant, Tadarius Bean, not guilty. Count 4. We, the jury, find the defendant, Demetrius Haley, not guilty. Count 4. We, the jury, find the defendant, Justin Smith, not guilty. Count 5. Official misconduct, unauthorized exercise of official authority. We, the jury, find the defendant, Tadarius Bean, not guilty. Count 5. We, the jury, find the defendant, Demetrius Haley, not guilty. Count 5. We, the jury, find the defendant, Justin Smith, not guilty. Count 6. Official misconduct, refraining from performing a duty. We, the jury, find the defendant, Tadarius Bean, not guilty. We, the jury, find the defendant, Demetrius Haley, not guilty. We, the jury, find the defendant, Justin Smith, not guilty. Count 7, official oppression. We, the jury, find the defendant, Tadarius Bean, not guilty. Count 7, we, the jury, find the defendant, Demetrius Haley, not guilty. Count 7, we, the jury, find the defendant, Justin Smith, not guilty. All verdict forms have been signed by the foreperson. Attorneys, you can have a seat with your clients. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have performed your duty. We appreciate the time and attention that you all have given to this case. We will now excuse you all from the courtroom.
We're going to be excused.
So those were the acquittals of the 2 officers. One officer, he already copped out and pled guilty. They got off because they had a jury. The jury, I believe, made a decision based off of God knows what. You have a choice to have a jury, a jury of your peers decide your case, or you can have a judge try the case. I believe a judge would have found them guilty on all charges, most likely, if they were going by the law. Did they know they were going to take a man's life that day? I don't think so. Did they intend to murder him, which ended up happening? Probably not. So that's where the intent goes in. You have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this was intent. It probably was even premeditated. Was it premeditated? Did they think about it early? Get them. No. So it didn't fall exactly in those categories. So they got off on second-degree murder. But the part that still gets me is that if you cause extreme bodily harm to someone and it results in death, you have to get at least manslaughter. But they still should have been able to get them on that murder charge. Yeah, I could share your thoughts. People usually do. Well, sometimes, but it's appreciated as an open chat room. I can see people kind of saying some strange stuff already. So, people have their stereotypes on Black people in general. That always plays a role in anything Black people do for the most part. My question to y'all is in the chat. It's a poll. The question is, do you feel that violence amongst Black men gets a pass? Meaning, hey, that's how they do. Black people, they always like, they fight all the time. They something else, right? Aren't they so aggressive? Oh my God, all of them, right? Who cares? Or that talking point that a lot of people use and they use it inappropriately. There's no such thing as Black on Black crime. We can't say race on race crime. It's a crime. So there's people that feel like, hey, the Black community has a lot of straightening up to do. In the meantime, y'all inflict violence on yourselves. Y'all can have at it. I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want nothing to do with it. That's y'all. Do you feel that when it comes to violence with Black males, that means the young ones too, I didn't say men, I put males, they get a pass, meaning you just pass it off as that's just their nature, or hey, that doesn't involve me, regardless of their race. Any of these things, would like to know your thoughts, because it just seems like it does. It seems like it get a pass. If these were Black officers that beat a white man to death, we would see a different outcome. That's what I think. That's what I think. The circumstances isn't that way, but throughout history and currently, I see it blatantly. That's why in my thumbnail, I put on there right here, Black men lives don't matter. I get it. I'm Kai. Welcome to my channel, Kai NY7. I get it. The question is, do you? Do you get it? Do y'all understand what's really going on and what's been displayed? Do you understand how many Black men are being buried by the day? Do you get it? And speaking of burial, I'm going to switch over one sec because I have Gofundme in the thumbnail for a reason, because Gofundme is leaving. They still exist, but they said we got to change our policies because it's getting messy out here and they don't want to be the financial vessel to add fuel to any fire. They do not want to be in the middle of a lot of mess that's been going on amongst people. So I'm going to show you the change in policies too with GoFundMe's. Let me see. Most recently, there was a white woman. I didn't watch the video because I just didn't want to, but I'll watch it with y'all in real time. She threw a racial slur at a little white child, excuse me, a white here, right? At a little Black child because she had a issue or something with her kid or whatever. I don't know the whole thing. I didn't watch it. There's some things that my spirit just not ready to, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm already doing a lot. It's not like I'm sitting back like, oh, that's them. Not at all. But my mind needs time too sometimes. You know what I mean? I have a heart that beats. I got a brain. I'm a full human, not 3/4. So hold on. I'm going to get right to that too. Anyone new, my name is Kyan Y7. I appreciate you coming through on my channel. I talk about things to do with the community, not just because of headlines, but because this is what I do and this is what I've done since I was a child. That's what you'll see the difference in my channel and anyone else's channel is genuinity. And I openly value your time and I don't want to waste it at all. And I also not only invite your perspective, I encourage it because this is how we get to the bottom of a lot of things. We have to be able to have these discussions and not pretend that things don't exist. That's why things get out of hand and out of control. And you don't want to be at the point where it's too late when you could have just opened up your mouth or just said something sometimes. We are the ones that's going to make a difference, not just the president, not just other people or waiting on someone else. We have to do it. We owe it to ourselves and this planet. This is the woman here. I'm going to play it. Oh, boy. I didn't watch this yet, but I will watch it now. It's only 1 minute. Okay. Oh, Lord. And this has to do with the fundraisers, and it's becoming racially triggering to people of a fundraising. And I feel like we're just battling right now, and it's completely senseless. Let's go.
The child? Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him. Okay, why don't you have the balls to say it right now again? Okay. All right, that's what you say. Nobody dig into your.
A little kid just did, you dumb.
That little kid, you call him a. The little child? Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old and the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know that's a hate speech, and you can be that.
I don't give a
Huh. Okay, we'll see about that. What the internet has to say about you.
All right. So the man speaking to, if I'm correct, it sounds like he could have been an Indian man or possibly or something like that. So it looks like he's the one that intervened, well, tried to, and recorded it. The headlines have been going crazy. Woman caught in the N-word tirade. She raises at least $600K via fundraiser, sparking community backlash. A lot of people have been talking about that. I'm not surprised because there was a man named Dylan Ruth that slaughtered some Black people because it was racially driven. He wanted to kill. They took him to Burger King that day so he could have it his way. That surprised people. It surprised me a little bit that they were so blatant about it, but nothing surprises me when it comes to racism. By the way, I don't care about white people using the N-word. Y'all created the word. The word belongs to y'all. So you will learn if you come through and if you have enough balls and enough guts of men and women to join me in the conversation. You'll see too that I'm still different. My view of things are different. The only thing that makes me upset when I hear the N-word is how my people respond because it upsets them. So I feel upset because you're upsetting my culture, my people. But for the most part, I'm so done with the word. Y'all can have it, but never threaten a child because you're an adult. So that's totally out. I don't care if y'all use the N-word. Why? Because y'all created the word. You can have it. You can have it. I stopped using it. And I have a hard time now because now I feel like a white woman when I hear rap songs because I want to sing all the lyrics and sometimes the N-word, N-word, N-word. And then it's kind of frustrating to me because when the song is playing, only Black people can say that word when it don't value us. So I said, you know what? I'm not even going to use it no more. I have a large vocabulary, and coming on YouTube and hearing some of y'all have increased my vocabulary. I already thought I had it going on with words, but y'all have been helping me even strengthen my vocabulary, and I appreciate that. So when it comes to the N-word, I don't give it power. But this is different. This is an adult talking to a child. Some people feel like all white people are racist. They said, Kai, it's in their genetics. And I was like, no, aren't they taught to be racist? So there's a huge debate even about that. You got to protect your kids. We all got to protect our minds, but it starts what we teach each other. That's where it starts. Someone in my chat room came in immediately and said something like they don't like black people. They've always been bullied by them. And if that's true, sorry to hear that, because then that can possibly shape your view of black people in general. And that's not right on either way. The situation here, this woman said that her child was being bullied. Something was taken from him, from this child. So she's like, But to say nigga or nigger, what did she say? Well, you know what I mean. However she said it, I'm gonna say it with an A, but you know what I'm trying to say. You already had it in you to say that, because you could have just said, hey, you know what I mean? You could have said any other thing other than that. So that lets us know where you stand. But I don't go by just what you say. I go by your actions. So when it comes to things to do with race, I go by your actions. I'm not always going to go by what your mouthpiece says, because sometimes some of the biggest racists will never let you know. You have to be tapped in. You have to understand that we are all on a different frequency, yes, based on race. You can change that through manifestation, and you can change that by wanting to. If not, you're going to stay on whatever frequency. If you have hate in you, you're going to be at a low vibration. I don't care how straight blonde your hair is, how good somebody thinks you look. You have to have a soul. That spirit got to be right. Or if it's going to travel everywhere you go, and that demon's going to come out. That demon's going to come out against a child. That demon's going to come out against you. In the end, the devil keeps no friends. No friends. So I want to show that, because she raised a lot of money, and some people were like, oh my gosh, can you believe it? Where y'all been at all this time? Racism has been funded. So I question, where have y'all been all this time? Excuse me. So that's what I have to say about that. I enjoy seeing people come back to, when I see familiar names, I'll read your comment. Other than that, sometimes I kind of go over the comments, because you got to understand too, I get all type of people here. I get racists that come and attack me. But to be honest, they never really said anything violent to me yet. Well, some of them have, I know, but it's mostly a play on words. You're a B, you're this, you're that. And it's like, you can't hurt me. Are you crazy? Um, I'm looking for more people though that would like to network in different kind of ways. People that want to make a difference. People that want to come together, not just sit back and do slurs and argue. And that's not making anything happen. The people that make stuff happen are people like me. A lot of times we're the smaller ones, while everyone else just wreaks havoc. We're the cleanup crew. I need people that like to clean, but that like to know that they got it in their heart for war. I'm not coming here to play with none of y'all. None of y'all. Some of y'all going to have to get out the way so that I can still do what I have to do. You can join me, or I can maybe join forces with you with something, but we got to keep it going. We are losing lives behind ignorance. It's not much else. It's ego and other stuff, but there's a level of ignorance that we all have embodied, and we ignore it and we react. How are our children supposed to react if this is how we're reacting? This woman has a child that knows, hey, that was an N-word. That little boy, oh, he's a nigger. Oh, okay, well, that's all I know. This is how it gets going. This is how it keeps going. No, he shouldn't have took something from the other kid, but he's a kid. Some of y'all listening now are adults. Y'all done stole before as grown adults. But we keep expecting more out of our youth. That's why I have our youths back a lot. Why? Because we don't. If we had our youths back more, we wouldn't have as much violence going on in the community. Let's be honest. It has to do with race and economics, but it also has to do with our traditions. I want to show GoFundMe and the changes that they're making, basically, probably as I'm speaking to. And look at the date of the GoFundMe update. So this woman raised money, but also the family of that child that was called that racial slur went to go use a GoFundMe. Now, what is the GoFundMe for? I don't know. I don't know what that has to do with what happened at the park. Why the black family wants to GoFundMe, I have no idea. It could be possibly they want to use it as a pursuit in justice against this woman that verbally assaulted their child. So I do understand that. But I'm not big on fundraisers unless I have clarity. And some people are abusing GoFundMe. I'm not saying they are, but there's been abuse. So as you see in the date, that just changed May 6th, which was right on the date, right around the date that the Hinton's family had their case, because there's a father that killed a deputy after his son was killed by a cop. Now, the father's family started a GoFundMe saying, hey, he's in jail now. You know, we need this GoFundMe. Blah, 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 blah. GoFundMe found out and said, wait a minute, we're not going to help you fund someone that done killed a cop. We're not doing that. So they're making changes to their policy. This isn't just for Black people. This is for all of us that were interested in donating or actually getting aid from GoFundMe. What this is meaning is you're going to see more racial divide, like we don't have enough, but you're also going to see other entities making their choice. Some are choosing to pick a side. Some are choosing to step aside. GoFundMe is saying, don't put us in all of this stuff. We're not doing it. So I'm going to read some of the things that stood out to me from their new updates. Okay. Their lives don't matter to one another. Why should they matter to me? See, that's exactly what I was talking about. Call me any name. I don't care. Just don't stab me. Yeah, I hear that too. That's what I mean. But we got to be honest. People get extremely triggered off of that word. It inflicts violence. If you call someone a certain slur, there's people that feel like violence back to you is what's going to solve it. Like I've seen many people, they was like, oh, you N-word. And they'd be like, what? Psh, psh, psh. And a lot of people like, see, that's what you get. That's what you get. But I'll be wanting to hear my people say, why does it hurt them so much? What is it with the word? They're like, it reminds them of the historical times that some of us still feel we're in. And that N-word holds a level of power in it. Or it means you mean nothing to me. You are scum and your life has no value. So the word is big to a lot of people. And it used to be that way with me a little something. But I had to realize too, no, you're really reacting off of your people. Me, I'm not going to really react. I'm going to feel some kind of way, but I'm like, wow, you're going to blatantly say that, huh? But other than that, I don't give anyone power of their tongue to me. I give myself power of tongue, and I teach other righteous people that want to be righteous, or you're already righteous. I keep you encouraged, and I teach you the power of the tongue. But you got to watch what you spit out your mouth, because it comes back to you. I don't know if you serve a God or if you serve the devil, but whatever you serve, that tongue is going to come out, but it comes back to you. So you got to be careful what you do with that. I'm telling you. And I invite y'all. There's a link there too. Wait, I think it's in the chat. And hold on, let me put a number up too, because some people be acting like they got so much to say, but then they be scared to come. It is a call in too. So while I'm on, because we just all have different views, and sometimes you feel like because somebody's a woman of color like myself, oh, I already know how she thinks. You'll never know, because I kind of go different routes in my way of thinking, because I just want to be not only correct, I want it to be genuine, and I want to be able to share this with other people, and that's of all races, because we got to get some more better things done. And a lot of things I'm do independently, because that's just how I have to get it done. but we're not here to just solve all the problems on our own. It doesn't work that way. And I don't think this planet was built like that, you know, so it's just not. The N-word is in the Bible. Who said that? Please don't lie on the Bible. Please don't. That would never be in the Bible. Black people should stop using the N-word also. Yeah, that a lot of people say that too. They be like, if you don't like the word so much, why you always using it? And you got the nerve to play music with it. Yo, I know it'd be like that. We be in there jamming, but it's different reasons. Yeah. All right. So if we get any idiots in here, I'm gonna just get rid of you because some people are just ignorant. I don't block people and stuff. You have to be like excessively rude because I could take a lot. But if you're like really rude, then I mean, you know, what do you expect me to do? So yeah, so I'd like to know some of your thoughts on that. The first kid, how he got in his hand, stole a vehicle, ran. Right. Well, with the Hensons, all right, he was running away. So that was different. Where is it? Never call a person singing or rapping, and I feel like I can't say it. Yeah. And that's what's weird. I've seen people really go off when they see a white person singing a song, and I just be looking like, dang. So I stopped, not because of the white people, but because of the way I look at the word. And I was like, one of my songs that gets me hype is it's by No Limit, but it's damn, I can't even get it out. It goes, touch his butt and hit us because I'm down for my things. Touch his butt and hit us because I'm down for my what? And they say it like 1,500 times in the song. And I remember playing it again, and I was like, you have to skip over this word every single time they say it. And it was annoying. And I was like, I'm not really enjoying the full potential of the song. So I said, I got to change this up. And I said, I'm down for my brothers. I'm down, you know, and I just switched the word and it was fine. But maybe deep down that word seems to empower everyone or give you a false sense of empowerment. I just I just don't get it, but I only know, to be honest. But it's cool too because I see some of y'all have some of the same thoughts that I have, or somewhat. So wait, where is that thing at? I'm asking questions. Yeah. So I just ask you guys too, don't talk at me. You can talk to me. Like I said, I'm not gonna just respond to everybody because a lot of you guys are trolls, and I don't have time for all that. Yeah. So that's another thing that goes on a lot in our communities, and then even on here on these platforms, you know, you have people that come in and they just talk at you. They're like, you better do what I say, you better. And I can already sense what type of person you are and where you come from. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a surprise to me, but this is just live in real time. And you get to see how ignorant some people are because they don't mind displaying it. You know what I'm saying? So I just laugh. I'll be like, wow, you need help. Hopefully you'll still come to my stream because you will get help. If you run from it, you can run from it. You know, we don't know who's going to be next with this violence and stuff. You don't know. Let's go up top to the GoFundMe terms of service that have changed just as that Hinton case went through the court. Again, the Hinton family is the father that lost his son due to he had a stolen vehicle and he had a firearm on him, but you could clearly see him running. Well, not clearly, blurry, him running away, and he got shot and killed. Immediately after, the family saw the video. The father, Rodney Hinton Jr., got in a vehicle and rammed into Deputy Larry Henderson and ended his life. So it was like a retaliation death, okay? With that, the Hinton family started a GoFundMe to help Rodney Hinton Jr. GoFundMe accepted it, but then they realized what was going on. They said, no. They didn't want no parts. So let's read the new terms that they just changed as of May 6th. So they welcome you in. They give some information. We don't need to read all of it, but I want to brief y'all. We're going to go to, what was it? Quick arbitration. Quick note on arbitration. They're saying too that By using our services, you agree that if there's any disagreement or legal issue between you and GoFundMe, it'll be resolved through binding arbitration and not in court. You also waive the right to part of a class action suit or to have a jury trial. They're going over information on how you can, set up your account. You can be an individual setting up an account, or you can be an affiliate of an organization setting up an account. I'm going to jump to suspension or termination of accounts because they terminated the Hinton family's account. They got rid of it. They said, we didn't know y'all was using us to help support a cop killer. So that's how they looked at it. I can see what they're saying, but I also see it as a bias. Do y'all feel that any fundraiser should mind their business and just let us raise funds as needed? Or do y'all feel that no, it should depend on who this fundraiser is for and what it represents because it's under the company name of GoFundMe? Here it says suspension and termination of accounts. They reserve the right to close your account. Like if it's dormant and you left it, so they look at it like, nah, you vacated the account, so they will shut it down. That's of course reasonable. But there also says, confirm that the fundraiser complies with the terms of service. We're unable to support your account through the technical perspectives. I'll read through this quick. What was the other thing? I already said abandonment. Supporter account displays activity that poses a risk to GoFundMe or its community, required to comply with a court order, writ, injunction, or as otherwise required under applicable laws and regulation. So they will close your account if you don't follow certain guidelines or otherwise disable your own access to it. Then they know to just close it down. They may also issue refunds. It says services for any of these reasons. They may offer you refunds as appropriate in accordance with the terms and service. Where's the other thing? I want to make a better point to another point, but all right. Third-party services. Well, I'll go back to that. All right. So yeah, you get the point. You get what I'm showing and what I'm saying. Let's move back a little bit. All right, never mind that then. So again, this is coming within the same week. If you really look at it, I believe everything happened within the same week, within 7 days. We had the Hintons back to back, some murders. And then we had the woman that gave the racial slur to the little white, why do I keep saying white? The little black boy that was 5 years old. All of these have to do with fundraisers. And now you're seeing people battling with fundraisers. Dylan Roof had money sent to him, good amounts of money sent to him while he's incarcerated. So to the Black community, we were seeing it like, oh, look at them supporting this racist, this young racist. Look at them making sure his books got all this money on them. Check them out. I'm used to seeing that. I'm used to seeing white people harming Black people and then getting paid to do it. That's why that didn't surprise me when that woman did that to that kid. We have to stop being surprised and be prepared. There's a difference. What happened with that other young boy, the teen at the track meet, it was a Black teen that stabbed another white teen to death. He had rolled some money, and there was so much talk about that I didn't even get involved in that because people can get stuff so messy that you miss the details that you really need. You're not getting the full details. You're not getting the scope of it. People are coming online just to hurry up, and whoever gets to do it first, and it could be tacky and all this stuff. Like, I would like to be first with some things too, but I'm always going to be presentable to y'all. I always have to make sure I have the correct information so we get it. You'll never you can't come and say she be having wrong information or no. It needs to be right. I take this seriously. How much more serious can death be? Even if you are reincarnated, you might believe in reincarnation. I don't know, but this is serious. So that has a lot to do with the N word. And let me go to, and then I'll see what y'all comments are also. Give me a second. Oh, there it is too. All right, let me play this clip. Where did it go?
Historic day in which we can announce this deal between our two great countries.
A historic step. The deal includes plans that will bring the United Kingdom into the economic security alignment with the United States.
Not
That's
guilty.
the acquittal.
Not guilty.
All right, they got a bunch of things in here, y'all. My bad. And then there's a lot of people too that feel like the Trump administration may have to do with it. I'm gonna go off camera. May have to do with certain spikes in race and racial tension and things like that. Yes, some of it does have a plague from the administration, but it just would be another person in power, and these issues and situations would still go on. Still go on. Yeah, good, but it sounded like the GG word just means black. Okay. All right, yeah, y'all weird. Okay. Let me go back to let me go here. A lot of artificial intelligence comes through to help answer questions. Some things you can get right from there, but you always still want to go to the law book and go to the law that pertains to each specific state that doesn't govern all the states altogether. And this reiterates to the second-degree murder typically refers to homicide committed with malicious intent. So I went over that too right from the very start. Okay, looks like some people going back and forth in the chat. Okay, all right. So y'all get what's going on. But I just want to know too, like, what are y'all thoughts on it? These officers were acquitted. Do you feel it would have went any other way if it had to do with other race of people? Do you feel anything would have been different? How do you feel about the GoFundMes and the changes that are going on with that? Because we see that it's based on backlash because of who is implementing the fundraisers. All right, so I'm going to go to the poll. Okay, about 40 of y'all answer good. A lot of times I do a third kind of silly option, or just not silly, but the way I word it kind of silly. But this one is just not straight up yes or no. The question of the poll that I put in the chat is, do you feel that Black male violence usually gets a pass? You're divided. 47% of y'all say yes. 52% say no. No, you don't feel that it usually gets a pass. I think in a criminal court, you don't get passes usually, but in the streets and elsewhere, you get a pass. You get a pass because when it does occur, it tends to fit into a stereotype anyway. So people kind of just like, oh, there they go, when it's not like that. It's a small population that does have the violence, and the violence that's rising in certain communities. It's a small percentage. It just makes headlines because some of it gets deadly. All right. There's other areas when I go looking in other areas, other races of people, they have a lot of domestic violence too, because that's what this all is. If you're an affiliate, it's domestic. There's a lot of it on the rise. I think too, now that a lot of people are recording, just like we saw the recording with the woman that said that to that child, we're going to see more, but the shift is going to have to come off of Black folks. We may be ready for a shift to where we're going to start seeing more exposure like this, more people getting exposed for what they're doing and not what they're hiding. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it. Also, I'll say this too. I said I would talk about things to do with the community on my channel, but also talk about things to do with astros, which is astronomy and some astrology. I like to show things and what they have to do with us, like what kind of connections could we be making by things, because I feel that we're getting signs from our atmosphere. We're getting signs from outer space, and it's up to us to pay attention. If that doesn't sound right or seems weird or strange, that's fine. Stick around me for a while and it'll start to make more sense. I talk about things to do with sexuality too, mainly our intimacy and our relations towards one another, and how much that has a huge effect on our lives. And the other thing is spirituality. So if you're interested in any of those things, they have a lot to do with us. It's part of life's elements, and I, go over things like that here. Give me a second with back is hurting a little bit. Let me see. I'm looking. Hold on a minute. Never mind, it's back. Okay. All right. Let me show we were supposed to, what I was trying to do was get back to the video with the woman and the child, but get back into the whole thing with fundraising before I go. So if anyone wants to chime in, the information is right there in the chat. All you have to do is click the link, or there's a line right there. So there's no excuse. Some people be wanting to cuss me out. They're like, yeah, you lucky. I give you more than enough ways to communicate with me live. So let's go. Respectfully, even though I know, sometimes we get away from being respectful, but I keep it respectful as possible, because we sometimes you just need to be heard. That's all. That's all trolls want too. When trolls come through, they want attention, so they're gonna say something to be attention seeking. But I don't give little demons nor trolls too much attention. You'll get a little bit, and then I kick you somewhere, and you're back by yourself again. That's all. So let me remove this, and I can show what I'm trying to show up here for a quick second.
Rochester are calling for consequences after a woman was caught on camera referring to a young child using the N-word. The video has since been seen by millions. It's also resulted in dueling fundraisers, one for the woman and another for the child.
And now many are upset about this. Fox 9's Bab Santos is in Rochester with the story.
We're choosing not to show the video on our air because of its graphic nature, but clearly it has divided the community in southern Minnesota, people showing up at events throughout the day on Monday to speak their minds.
That sweet, innocent child shouldn't ever have to experience something like that.
We got to step our foot down on the ground and let the people know that we will not tolerate racism.
Hey, the now viral recording of a confrontation at this Rochester playground has sparked impassioned reactions from people around the world.
All kids, welcome here.
As locally on Monday, some returned to the playground, demanding that the woman at the center of the drama face prosecution.
I feel like it could be classified as a hate crime. I mean, this is a child. You don't go after a child like that.
The man who recorded the video was also back at Roy Sutherland Playground, telling the crowd his entire life has changed in less than a week.
It's been very tough few days. Very tough. I did the right thing, but right now it's a backlash. I haven't been sleeping lately.
Adding to this crowd's outrage, the woman seen using the N-word now has a fundraiser, claiming her family is in danger and needs to relocate due to online threats. The campaign has brought in double the amount of money a separate fundraiser received for the child involved.
The energy that happened to give that woman the monetary support is the same energy we should be matching right now.
Already, Rochester police have completed a criminal investigation and submitted their findings to the Rochester City Attorney's Office for consideration of criminal charges.
Sound check. Sound check. One more sound check. Oh, get rid of the other camera. Thanks, Trout. Appreciate it. worldwide. Let me remove the other one. Stuff like that. So there's just a lot of things going on, a lot of chaos, but I think that we can solve a lot of problems, you know, even with a small base like mine that is growing. So again, I appreciate all the new subscribers. I got some hundreds of y'all. I didn't even count them all. It surprised me. I didn't realize it. I appreciate it. Some of y'all don't talk, but you do show at least a level of support by subscribing, by hitting the like button. And I don't ask that every time. It just helps. It does help the algorithm. And for people that are against me, you know, and my people, and feel that, oh, I'm not hitting the like button, but I'm gonna sit there and soak up the information. I'm still touching you through the spirit. So if you don't want to be touched, this ain't the right channel for you. Don't think that you can hold me back because you don't support me. Don't think that you can hold back my message because you never chat in my chat room, but you always come and filling up space. Because what I like to do sometimes is I call out your spirit. And if it don't feel right or smell right against these good people that do come in here, I'm going to ask you to go. You understand? Some people don't like the truth anyway. They hear a little bit, they run. The truth goes everywhere, whether you run from it or not. You're never going to stop the mission of an original woman like myself. It's never going to happen. And I had to remind myself of that a while back. You can't go off of that. They want you to feel like you ain't succeeding. They want to keep take. Nah, you're going to take that like Diddy. But other than that, that's it. I'm still going to do what I got to do and move forward. Because with or without YouTube or any other outlet, the truth is going to be told. The truth is what it is. So we watched the verdict of Tyre Nichols, and Tyre also had a child. I don't know if he had children, but I know he had a child. So I wanted to put the child in the thumbnail, which I did, because sometimes we don't think about the connections that people have. They're not just a person where this happened. They have family, they have friends, they have all these other things going on. You understand? But I'm telling you people that there's other entities involved, and they are adding divide as well. It's up to you to not be so trusting, to go by your inner gut. Don't just go by somebody's mouthpiece or what they're pretending to do. You have to go by a feeling you get when you're around people. Also, what's underrated, go by the feeling you get when you're not around people. If you feel more at peace when you're not around certain people, that's telling you something. I don't care what race it is. Get away from them and stay away. What if it's my parent? Get away and stay away. You have to love from a distance. There's something called boundaries that people are losing the more we have social media at our fingertips and people just losing their minds. I'm always going to have a certain level of boundaries because I have to protect my spirit. And I've had to protect it against people that I thought loved me the most. They don't. I mean, I don't want to say they don't, but they didn't show it right. You know, I had to reflect back that I was around a lot of toxicity growing up. I had to reflect on that. All right. But I'm not going to let that judge me. I'm not going to let that make me judge other people either, because I want to be properly judged. I can't go by my life experiences. Everybody in the chat right now has a story. You can't just think our story, oh, my story's worse than yours, though. Oh, you have no idea. No, you have no idea. But I'm an ear for that. But I'm also not here to be traumatized. So when I want to help y'all individually or in a group, I'm here to help. But there's a certain level too that I got to protect myself. I cannot let too much of other people's trauma and drama affect my life. And I hope that y'all don't allow it either. So I thank y'all for y'all time. I think we just hit on about an hour. I tend to do like maybe around an hour live stream when I do come on. But I had to come on because I thought about it too. I said, dang, that would have been a big day to come on and had the verdict read live while I was on, similar to how we did the Hinton arraignment. But it didn't work out that way. And I was just trying to wrap my mind around the charges that these guys received and the charges that they didn't get. And it's been kind of rough. And I'm watching Gofundme because they actually apologized for funding Hinton. And actually, I'll show that too before I go. Anyone else? Anything else to say? If not, forever hold your peace. Let's look at this real quick. Can y'all see that? Nope. All right. Are we in there? Yes. GoFundMe may apologize for various reasons. That's AI talking. They did apologize. GoFundMe removes fundraisers for man accused of killing the law enforcement. So it's on many different levels here. Shout out to Local 12 too, because they're the ones that did one of the live streams for the actual arraignment of the father, Rodney Hinton. So matter of fact, let's go to theirs. So y'all see that? Oh, no, you don't. You see it now? GoFundMe. And I think I displayed some of this during his arraignment on Tuesday. I'm not exactly sure. I'm trying to remember. But you see that, right? So that's why I'm telling y'all, it's going to start going viral about GoFundMe's decision making. And it's going to lead people to debate whether GoFundMe is becoming biased or not. Regardless of what you feel, this isn't about feeling. This is about, does the law prohibit people from having fundraisers based on, whatever the situation is? Now, they're a private company, so they can make their own policies. But we have to question, are the policies fair and unbiased? Like I asked with anything else. Now, they chose to put this picture up of him. So, of course, that's making it look worse, right? Like, he looking like, yo, I don't care. Yeah, I did it. That man is hurting. He wouldn't have done that, and he shouldn't have done what he did. But see, this is saying with GoFundMe, like, oh, so GoFundMe has apologized to the Cincinnati, it was the police department, for allowing postings to raise money in support of the man accused of intentionally killing a Hamilton County deputy. That right there was a little bit of a surprise. I know it's probably a surprise for a lot of people because you didn't realize that happened, but it did. They are saying, listen, y'all be using us for these fundraisers, right? And we still want to do it, but we're not about to get in all this messy stuff. We're not about to have a cop's blood on our hands, and we're helping this man. But me, being a student of law, I know that that's a biased statement, though. Take out the fact that it was a cop. Let's just say there was some murders that occurred. He could be on camera doing it. There's still a due process because they want to know what state of mind you were in and what was your intent. How long did you intend? All these technical details have to do with how you will be charged in a court of law. Everyone needs to pay attention to this that wants or has had anything to do with a GoFundMe. These changes happen rapidly because they don't like what's going on. I don't like what's going on either because it's becoming a tug of war with race, having to do with who gets to be funded, who doesn't. We have Roland Martin. We have we got some racist YouTubers on here too, some white ones, and just all type of different people chiming in saying, like, oh, well, we raise more money for so-and-so. Oh, well, look at them over on that side. They raise money too. It's becoming a tug of war financially through a fundraiser. So it's almost like just when you think you've seen it all and you've just had enough, here comes something else. It's ridiculous to me. It's ridiculous. So I just wanted to show that and just really explain why I put that up and why I had GoFundMe right here, because they are opting out of fundraising certain fundraisers, individuals or groups. GoFundMe feels they're getting backlash too, like along with everyone else. So what they did was they terminated the Hinton family's GoFundMe. They want no parts. But it was interesting too that not only did they, terminate them, they want the world to know that they apologized for it. They would have never funded them to begin with. So I'll be seeing some more people talking on this, and maybe y'all be more vocal then. I don't know, but that'll do it. I appreciate y'all. This is Kai NY7. Whether you catch the replay, I just ask you and encourage you to join in the conversation. Anyone that spoke very negatively, you're going to get that back to you. So that's how the universe works. So you'll never get the last say. I don't care. Don't care about you either. Anyone else, you can have a difference in opposition, but try not to just always keep it to yourself, whether you agree with me or not. You know, use your voice, because what you're doing is you're staying dormant. You're lying down like you're already dead. If you're alive, act like it, present like it, have a conversation sometimes. I can't bite you. We're not in the same room. You can't get bit. I think I only want to bite certain person anyway. I don't go around biting people. So that's what it is. But I like having fun on here too. So some things are funny to me. Sometimes I have a dark sense of humor. Sometimes I do things that help me kind of stay stable. So I do laugh at things. I like coming on here, watching pranks and, things that help balance out my mood as well, because a lot of this is tough. I'm not a non-Black. Like, I'm not somebody that's not feeling like they're a target a lot of the time. So, it helps to find balance. And I suggest y'all do the same. If you, haven't found balance in a while, you can find it. All right. So there we go with that. Yeah, that's that. YouTube's been acting real funny with music too, but I do do music sets. So I'll look forward to doing that on the weekend, particularly Saturday nights. I may come on here too. I know I go on a different thing to do it, but if you're interested in that, I kind of mix up different genres. I do a lot of mostly like a lot of like hip hop, kind of like and R&B, but I do have other things too. Like we got soft rock and some things that are nostalgic that remind us of good music. So I like doing that, and I blend different things. I manipulate instrumentals and manipulate vocals. So I try to be creative with it, doing it that way, and just have some fun. Music moves us, and I think we all enjoy music. We just have, our favorites. So yeah, if you're interested in that, you do that, like a music chill and chat, like to do. And yeah, so I have a versatile channel over here, and I appreciate y'all joining me. I thank y'all a lot for your time. Very much so. Very much so. All right. And that'll be all. Y'all take care. Be safe. Peace.
Both the firefighter and the woman were hospitalized with injuries from the fall, but fortunately survived.
I said, are you sure, motherfucker? Repeat that. Are you sure, motherfucker?
That's you, motherfucker. Find your tongue.
You talk to me.
I'll slap you, you idiot.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
You bang your bloody god.
Yeah. If you want to go, then you go to hill and go down.
Why you get fired, man?
Why? Are you crazy?
You're fucking paranoid,
You are fucking. You
fucking, you bloody.
You bloody.
You bloody. Bastard, bitch. Fuck you. Bloody, fuck you, bloody. Fucking mother, bloody, fuck, bitch.
Bitch, you
Bloody, fuck you, you. Fucking bloody bastard. Benchwood, bloody. You bloody. Hey,
you fuck.
what are you saying? Don't talk to me like this.
Did you abuse
Don't.
me, you fuck?
Hey,
Did you
don't
abuse me, you
fuck
fuck?
with me.
Did you
Hey,
abuse me, you fuck?
hey, you
Get your
bang
big ass
your
out of here. Get out.
bloody god.
Get out. Let it go. Get out of here. Oh. Get out of here. Did he abuse me?
Don't abuse me.
I'll have to...
Your ass supposed to be taking a nap.
I'm laying down.
Taking a nap, close your ass and go to sleep, goddamn.
Thanks, y'all. Just as I'm closing out, I see a bunch of y'all, more people, or about a handful of y'all answered the question in the chat. Do you feel that black male violence usually gets a pass? Hopefully I was clear on that. I meant, does it just get overlooked? You know, if if it's black males involved, people care less. So it continues to go on, and when it goes on, and we're just like, who cares? So I asked, do you feel that black male violence usually gets a pass? You know, like it did with these officers and, killing another black man. They got off on some charges, some stiff charges, the most serious ones. So more of y'all said no, you don't feel that black male violence usually gets a pass. So 56%. And those of y'all that said yes is 44%. Okay, and I always appreciate y'all answering the poll, because that's a way too that people can discreetly kind of, chime in, because I get it. Not everybody's going to talk. Sometimes I go in other people's live streams and I don't say a word, so I get it. It depends on how it's set up and then my relations too, and whatever I'm doing, in the meantime. So it's appreciated. And I thank y'all. This is Kai NY7. Y'all take care. Hope y'all have a great day. Peace.
Damn it. Turn it off.
I can't.
Lay your ass down. Lay your ass down. Take a nap. Right now.
Lay your ass down. If you not stepping up and getting in these streets, putting in the work, shut your ass up. Shut your ass up.
Lay your ass down.
Lay your ass down. Go somewhere, man. Go somewhere. Damn, what was that? Is that a fly? Damn. So, that's a moth. God damn it. Fuck out of here. Really, yeah. What is it doing here? All right, we go. All right, so there it is.